Red stripe, Premier League. I miss one bag of gold medal pan me now. Red stripe alone champion boy go. Pan a pour them a singing anthem. Red stripe, watcha. Ban shall I be the forward boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal when I run from boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy now. Back down we run the marathon boy. The bush and never made it that the champion boy pano. Nah man I done a songsters boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy. Yeah yo.
This is the Red Stripe Premier League of Jamaica, the first English-speaking Caribbean team to qualify for the World Cup finals when they made the trip to France in 1998. The first leg semi-final at the Wembley Centre of Excellence in Hayes, Clarendon, the Central Parish, and we're getting ready for the kickoff. Overcast skies, it's 27 degrees Celsius. There's a very good chance of rain here, 88% at the moment, humidity pretty high at 82%, and there's a wind factor of 18 kilometers per hour. This is going to be a tough match here between two teams that have met 3 times already this season. Most of the results were competitive. Very, very important for both teams here to get the advantage in this first leg. Portmore are at home. UWI are the traveling team. But George, unlike last year where they were pretty poor on the road, UWI have been pretty strong on the road this year.
Yeah, it's been a team reborn this season, Lance. Forget the teething pains. Yeah, it's a team reborn, Lance. Forget the teething pains of the debut campaign in 2015-16. This is a new and improved UWI. Made the running for so much of the regular season. And any team that drew them in the knockout round would know they had a fight. They have a fight on their hands. And so do Portmore, given that their name came up against the UWI in these semi-finals.
Portmore were regular season champions last year. They were runners-up when they were beaten by Montego Bay United in the final. UWI were almost regular season champions this year. They were poised to achieve that, but they failed to win a game in their last 4 outings and lost it in, we'd have to say, deep stretch. But this is an afternoon for them to redeem themselves in their most important fixture in their 2-year history of the Premier League. It's an all-female cast for the match this afternoon as far as the officials are concerned. UWI in red, Portmore United in blue. Portmore, 5-time champions of the Premier League in Jamaica. Only Tivoli and Santos have won as many titles as they have. UWI, new kids on the block, but coming here with a lot of form and a pretty steady season. There's the Portmore captain, Ewan Grandison, currently their leading goal scorer, Grandison with 9 goals. And there are your officials getting ready for this one. Cardello Samuels, a FIFA referee. Odette Hamilton, those two there in the middle. Rashima Kelly, Raymond Anderson and Michael Ricketts of the Jamaica Football Federation among the greeting party. Rashima Kelly, assistant brand manager of Red Stripe. She meets the Portmore players first, taken through that process by the captain, Ewan Grandison. Roshane Smith, captain of UWI, on a windy afternoon here at the Wembley Centre of Excellence, taking the greeting party through the UWI squad. Pretty strong battles these two have had so far this season. Portmore beating UWI, first time they met this season, the second meeting. So UWI winning by 4 goals to 1. Here's the Jamaican national anthem. The Jamaica national anthem just ahead of the kickoff of this first leg semi-final here at the Wembley Centre of Excellence. UWI in red, Portmore in blue. As we said, they've met 3 times already this season. There was a 4-1 victory for UWI of Portmore in mid-season, but the other 2 results went Portmore's way, 1-0 in their first meeting, and in their last meeting Portmore winning by 2-0. But these 2 teams are pretty high on confidence because both have had very, very good seasons, which is why both of them are in the playoffs here. But we have to say that Portmore, currently on a 10-game unbeaten streak, are coming in here certainly from a morale standpoint a little higher than the UWI team, who have failed to win a match in their last 4.
Yeah, good, excellent point to make, Lance. There's another point to consider, and it's about sharpness for the game. Portmore have played 2 high-profile, high-pressure games in recent weeks. The UWI have been idle by virtue of them finishing second in the league format. They got a bye to the semi-final. Yes, you will say that they've been taking time out to work on their game on the training ground, but there's nothing like match sharpness, and the coaching staff will not know just how match ready these players are until about 10 minutes deep into the contest. What we can assume going into the game is that Portmore will be that much sharper because they've been in action in recent weeks. The UWI have not.
Portmore without Kareem Manning, their left fullback, who is out on an accumulation of yellow cards, and also Tremaine Stewart, who is out with an injury for the remainder of the season. Shavin Sean Paul in goal for them, Solomon Ricketts, Wellington, Price, Grandison, their leading scorer with 9 goals. Ricardo Morris, Binns, McCalla, Enrico Ricketts and Javon East. That's the Portmore United lineup coached by Linville Dixon.
Strong 11, very strong, especially in that midfield where you have Binns and Grandison to provide the drive. Sule McCalla will try to add the guile, and Cleon Price, a very strong runner up front. Javon East, the ace in the hole, and then the magic man on the left. Ricardo Morris can break down any defense.
Yeah, pretty solid Portmore lineup here as they get ready to tackle UWI, who they had beaten towards the back end of the season. 2-0 at the end of the regular season. UWI has the outstanding Amal Knight in goal, Roshane Smith, their captain, Mackenzie Reed, Schaap, Garrison, Henry, Brown, Daly, that's Kamar Daly, former national player, Robinson, Orlando Brown, Marcus Gale in charge of the strategy for UWI.
This team is a tremendously fit team, the UWI, or the strongest running team over the course of the regular season, those 33 games. But it will all revolve around the man wearing number 45, Kamar Daly, in that midfield role. He makes them tick. If he has a good game, the UWI usually wins.
So the UWI formation of 4-3-3-1, and there's their huddle. They look very, very pumped up for this one. This is by far the biggest assignment they have had in their footballing history. Only their 2nd year in the championship, UWI, and to their credit, only missing the playoffs last year by a whisker when there were only 4 teams making the playoffs. So if the format of the tournament was last year as it is this year, UWI would have been in the playoffs last year because they finished 5th in the regular season.
Absolutely, son. We speak about their strong form this season. We should not forget that the strong form this season started towards the back end of last season, where they put together some impressive results to almost sneak into the semi-finals, and they began like a house on fire this year, and they've pretty much kept up the momentum.
Vastly improved with their away record so far this season. 8 wins and 4 draws of 17 road games, so they played undefeated in 12 of their 17 road games, compared to last year when they only won 3 of 17 road games. They lost 8, more than half on the road, and one of the main reasons for their strong performance and subsequent entry to the playoffs is because they have sort of tidied up their road record, and they apparently now have no fear of, well, like traveling to Wembley to take on Portmore.
Yes, indeed. The travel sickness has been cured by a piece of damp newspaper stuffed in the chest region, Lance. They've cured that, and in that man, Amal Knight, they have the league's outstanding goalkeeper to count on if the defense proves porous, and that defense has been sturdy, rock solid all season.
So they would want Portmore to deliver the kind of performance that they did at the end of the season when they won by 2-0 and snatched the regular season title away from UWI. On that same afternoon, Humberland scoring a big win over Tivoli to snatch the victory. There's Odette Hamilton. She's a student at the GC Foster College of Physical Education. Looks pretty happy at landing this major assignment. A Red Stripe Premier League first leg semi-final. It's red against blue. It almost looks like Chelsea against Manchester United. And the kickoff is about to happen with UWI. With a kickoff and getting the game going. Have possession, UWI. It's Ramon Reed with a long one downfield. There's Geronde Henry. And the number 55 shirt for UWI. Scored one of the goals when UWI defeated Portmore by 4-1 in mid-season. Siobhan Sean Paul has had a pretty solid season in goal for Portmore. They've only lost 6 matches, Portmore. One of the best teams in the league as far as avoiding defeat is concerned.
Yeah, tactically, they have some of the best tacticians guiding the team. Lenny Hyde, Linval Dixon, strong backroom staff. They've been this course many times. They're proven campaigners, Portmore. They know how to win a league title. Yeah.
Significant in their coaching staff, though. Lenny Hyde he parted company with the Portmore coaching staff 3 or 4 weeks ago. But Portmore's unblemished recent record has continued. Portmore haven't lost a game since the 1st of March when Tivoli beat them by 2-1, and they'd hate to think that they would lose that impressive run in these 2 fixtures. Linval Dixon, coach of the Portmore team, former national central defender, former outstanding Clarendon College player in the Costa Cup football as well. Big effort on goal. Siobhan Sean Paul with it. Easy take. Pretty stiff wind across the Wembley Centre of Excellence here. A pretty cautious start here by both teams. Damana Solomon, former current, well, he was on the Copa America squad Centenario last year with their fixtures in Chicago, San Jose and Los Angeles. No playing time for the strong central defender for Portmore. Grandison spreads the ball right across the field, so Portmore enjoying a lot of the early touches on the ball. UWI at the moment just prepared to stand behind the ball and ensure that they don't breach them. Solomon doesn't like his forward passing options, but now he's encouraged to play that through to Osani Ricketts.
Watching the UWI team over the course of the campaign is difficult as we look at their coach, Marcel Gale, to spot any inherent weakness which could undermine them when they meet the big teams. They are as hard running as they come. They work very, very hard. They work together. And that may seem like an obvious thing, but not many teams work together. They depend on individual brilliance. Not this Portmore team. Gervin Brown has been providing the goals. But there's quality all around, and you can't outrun them. You can't outwork this UWI team.
As far as organization is concerned and how settled they are, I think they're one of the top teams in the league at the moment. There was a mid-season issue there with salaries and so on, and the stipend offered to players that sort of knocked off several of the teams, including Arnett Gardens. We've got the feeling here that UWI on the attack. Ricketts. Oh, that's Morris. with a strike on goal. Ricardo, his third goal of the season, and UWI on the back foot early.
Well, I did identify him as the magic man, and that's why I did. Very, very canny play from Ricardo Morris. The replay will show you he cut in from his station on the right, wide right of the Portmore attack. His marker didn't follow him, and when that ball broke, the diving header by Cleon Price, not headed cleanly, the ball broke to Morris, who controlled with his midriff and then worked the ball onto his favorite left foot and buried it low beyond Amal Knight. Nothing the goalkeeper could do. The first dagger is drawn, and it has been stabbed into the chest of the UWI by Portmore United.
Pretty satisfied looking coach for Portmore, Linville Dixon.
Look at Ricardo Morris come across. Robbins, number 44, supposed to be marking him. He's not looking at Morris at all, and that's how the Portmore man got into the box, unmarked. Not good defending from the UWI at all.
Morris did really well there to use his midsection to settle the ball before rifling the left-footed shot on the former St. James High player. One of the most skillful players on the field, giving Portmore the early lead after a couple of minutes. So UWI, their poor form in recent weeks, continuing here as they start the playoffs in the semis.
Commentators curse striking, just as we praised the organization of the UWI team. Disorganization cost them. Jamie Robbins, number 44, you can't allow the man you're marking to wander away from you. You don't know where he is. Morris was gleeful at the inattention of the defender.
East brought down, in-form striker. Scored in both legs of the playoffs against Tivoli. Javon East. He is just one of the leading scorers for Portmore last year when they finished runners-up in the championship. Ball floated toward goal. Enrico Ricketts with a diagonal ball played right across the far post.
And if we see that goal again, Lance, no phase of that attack did the UWI defend adequately. The cross from the left, Cleon Price got a header which you would feel that he should have done better with. Nothing lost there because the rebound fell to Morris, and the UWI not on the pitch, it would seem, in that passage of play.
Strong tackling, Grandison. Lots of aerial battles in mid-pitch now. Oh, delightful ball by East, and then Binns, and now Morris has it. Oh, gets by his man, well brought down, late challenge. That was a pretty late challenge there from Jamie Robinson in defense for UWI.
He's going to have his hands full this afternoon, Jamie Robinson, because apart from the skill factor of Ricardo Morris, there's a size advantage. Morris loves to barge his way beyond the opposing fullback, and he's going to have his handful once suspects the UWI man. He's already trailing in the contest.
Yes, he is. That was a very, very late challenge as well. Binns getting ready for the free kick. Amal Knight trying to ensure that his two-man wall is set up properly as he monitors his near post. Binns, an excellent kicker of the dead ball, has 5 blue shirts in the box to aim at. Oh, and East gets header on goal. It's blocked. Misfortune there for East. That was a header straight on goal, but there was a UWI defender right there to block it.
So I call it good defending. Yes, it was. He was right where he ought to have been. East's header was goal bound. It was a very good free kick from Michael Binns, whipped in. Here it comes, devilish ball, East, and yeah, it was Gervon Brown, the centre forward.
Right, knocked up on his shoulder, so he presented himself right in front of East. Oh, there's a skillful Binns. Enrico Ricketts. Grandison. Solomon. Solomon with a long ball in, aiming there for East. But Tennille McKenzie just turns the ball skillfully back to his goalkeeper.
The UWI need to get it together now. The passing game is not working just yet. And they've been a bit stunned by the early goal. Not seen the captain, Roisin Smith, on the ball, nor the wiry man up front, Davian Garrison.
Daly slides the ball across. Played there, well read by Osani Ricketts, who just positioned himself to make the clearance out. Dino Schaff just knocks East over.
Expert use of the body by East. Knew that the bounce would beat the defender and was clever.
Portmore on the ball and in control. Solomon. Oh, given away. Grandison. Portmore just playing a well-measured game at the moment. They have an early lead here. No need to take too many risks at the moment. Ball possession and being as composed as possible. The mantra for Portmore at the moment. They already have the advantage in a two-leg battle. So this is not a one-match decision. They know that after today they still have 90 minutes to play in the second leg. Captain Smith being hustled off the ball by Grandison.
Perhaps his first touch of the ball, and we're in the 12th minute. Roisin Smith.
Two boots there, pretty high. But it's a Portmore kick. McCullough was deemed to have been fouled. Sonny Ricketts with a high header up. Now Daly has the ball for UWI. Too much weight on the pass. Shavin Sean Paul alert in goal for Portmore. So Ricardo Morris with an early strike. His third of the season, having Portmore in front here in the early going. Portmore content at the moment to just ensure that they keep possession away from UWI. It's Wellington. Bit of a careless play there from the central defender. Garrison gets the cross inside. Morris wins that aerial battle with Jamie Robinson, and now East does well in defense to come and help his team out.
Brilliant play from the forward.
Yeah, so far a very complete performance here from Portmore. We're the form team in the league at the moment. No other team has a 10-game undefeated record as they have.
Here comes the goal. Ball played down the channel. The cross comes in. Header missed, and then look at Morris. What you didn't see was that Jamie Robinson with his arms aloft, wondering what happened. You should tell your defenders what happened, because it was your man who ran off into the box unattended.
The body language of Ricardo Morris suggesting that Portmore may have thoughts of scoring all the goals. He just held one finger up and said that's one.
First one.
14th minute and UWI are yet to get their rhythm. Morris goes charging away down. Oh, beautiful step over and gets away from his man. Still Morris. Oh, the final delivery though pretty poor. Looked a little over anxious there in whipping the ball in, because there were a couple of blue shirts darting into the box waiting for it.
To be fair to him, that's the poorest part of his game. The only chink in his armor. Why? He doesn't have a right foot, really. Nice step over, leaves the player for dead, Dino Schaff. But then the difficult part, to cross with the right foot. For him, not a natural right foot. He needed to have steadied himself, taken a little more time over the ball, and ensure he got that boot wrapped around, but he rushed it as Lance indicated, and that's why it ballooned over the bar.
So, Amal Knight breached in goal for the 29th time this season.
And that's outstanding because this is UWI's 34th game of the campaign.
Easily one of the best goalkeepers we've seen so far this season. Kadeem Davis from Humberland has also been pretty outstanding.
Yeah, he's been very good, but I'd give this boy the edge though.
Roshane Smith sliding the ball through. Gervin Brown gets to the ball, but he's under pressure. Ball whipped inside with too much weight there from Jamie Robinson. And Portmore with a throw close to the corner flag.
Not bad though, positive sign, and we know that Robinson, that is the strength of Robinson's game. He can pick a cross. Just had a little too much meat on it, and then in this wind, you have to measure down to the precise ounce to get it right.
Yeah, 3:21 in the afternoon, though. I think the players would appreciate the fact that the sun is not out and the conditions pretty favorable here for good football. The weight of expectation on UWI after 2 successive good seasons, but they've never been here before. They've never been in a position where they could win the Red Stripe Premier League. Portmore have done that 5 times, and although many of these players on the current Portmore roster would not have experienced that championship success, the club itself has the honor of holding that status. So maybe it rubs off on these players here because they know the history of the club.
And people who've done it before several times over. The UWI, like a young swimmer, swimming well in the pool, who's been let loose in the ocean. What will they do is the question.
At the moment, they're opposing some sharks in the form of Portmore.
Yeah, and this is what the UWI have been doing well so far. They've not been closing down the men at the back, the central defenders knocking the ball around too comfortably. Now they're just beginning to hustle. That's how Portmore's first goal came. Leisurely knockabout between Damona Solomon and company, you and Grandison at the back. UWI allowing them. Now they're putting pressure on the men at the back, trying to play the ball out in blue.
Huge battle for the ball there with Enrico Ricketts. For Portmore eventually losing out and Grandison winning it now. McCullough, Grandison on the chest. Wants the ball, takes the return play. His toe poke though a little hasty, and he lost the ball. Last time he played on this field, he lost a tooth. Ewan Grandison. I think that was repaired by some dental work, but he's already looking to stamp his authority on this game. Binns, Morris.
Already Portmore no lands that at any time at will, Ricardo Morris has a beating of Jamie Robinson, the UWI left back.
He does.
Let's see how often they go to him.
Good possession game being exhibited here by Portmore at the moment.
But not enough pressure on the ball from the UWI. Look how far the furthest man forward is Gervin Brown. This man gets the ball, easy possession. Who's going across to confront him? That's what UWI are not doing well so far.
It's almost as if they're waiting for them to come, and then when they pull them forward, that's when they make the moves forward and breach their midfielders and get the ball forward. Good work there from Smith. Wow, that was Ricketts with a slap in the face there, and he gets the yellow card. Just slapping Robinson as they battled for the ball in the face, and he takes a yellow card early. That was a pretty heavy slap there. I heard it from here in the commentary box.
Wow. Wouldn't want to have been on the end of that. That was... wow. Ooh.
So first yellow card of the match, Osani Ricketts for Portmore midway the first half.
Robinson's ears must still be ringing. See him trying to shake the cobwebs loose.
This has been a pretty stiff first 20 minutes of this match here for UWI. They just haven't been able to get their game together. And there goes a big, strong McCullough now. Double stop there in defense by Orlando Brown. Garrison puts the chase on, but Ricketts wins the ball. He hasn't really gotten rid of it yet. Now he wins a foul, I think.
That's the kind of pressure you want to see the UWI exerting all the time. Garrison did not give up on that. Made it difficult for Enrico Ricketts to settle and clear. And more industry from the men in red could bring them back into this game soon.
So Ricketts stumbling over there, but would have been credited with the assist for the Portmore goal. It was his cross from the left side that put the UWI defenders in a spin before Morris rifled in the left footer. Kemar Daly.
Not seeing enough of the ball.
No, he's given the ball away. McCullough. No hurry for Portmore to force the passes upfield. Their first intention is to make sure they keep possession of the ball. They want to throw good work there from Brown in defense for UWI.
Yeah, because again, Robinson was left for dead by Morris.
Morris was a part of the original Jamaica squad that prepared for the Copa America Centenario last year, but had to leave the squad because of some health reasons. Marcus Gale wondering now why his team has started off in such a disjointed fashion. I'm pretty certain that based on his team talk, he would have expected them to be a little bit more organized than they currently are, and even assertive, as you said, George, with no high press and just allowing Portmore a lot of the comfortable ball possession.
Remember the point I made about ring rust as well. UWI looks like the team which has been inactive for 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. And the other issue is that before their break, they were in pretty bad form as well. Oh, the header on goal and scores! That's a fine strike! UWI getting the advantage now with a cross coming inside.
Ramon Reed to Gorvan Brown, as simple as they come. And guess what, Lance? It came because of hustling. Ramon Reed hustled the Portmore United player, rubbed him off the ball, clipped a simple cross in. The Portmore defenders stood like mannequins, and Gorvan Brown stole in. Look at him. Brown steaming in. Solomon can't get there, Grandison can't get there. Ramon Reed wins the ball, looks up, picks out big Gorvan Brown, and his forward does the rest.
Yeah, just snuck in there, and the two Portmore central defenders weren't close enough to him to put him under pressure, and just glided the ball with the side of the head there. And Gorvan Brown, with his third goal of the season, brings UWI level. Smith goes into the box, tumbles over from the Solomon challenge.
Yeah, he was looking for it there. But again, you won't achieve anything without work. I was made to look sheepish early when I said that the UWI couldn't be outworked, couldn't be outrun, and they promptly went 1-0 down. And they put in the work. They're good hustling from Ramon Reed. You can't let fullbacks and central defenders knock the ball back at the back of their defense at their leisure. You have to hustle them, and hustling turned the ball over, and his cross was good.
Very, very good cross, and great movement in the box too from Gorvan Brown, who darted inside with pace and caught the Portmore defenders flat-footed. They weren't able to go with him, and because of that, he had a comfortable header on goal.
This man has been quiet, Lance, Anthony Greenland.
Yeah, his first touch there, letting him down. But to his credit, he wanted with his first touch to move past the defenders, which is why he put so much.
Beg your pardon, that was Jerondre Henry. Yeah.
Force on the ball.
Yeah, he wanted to do that.
So in the middle of the first half, UWI now finding themselves level. We now have a game on our hands. Portmore certainly mentally won't be as comfortable now as they were 5 minutes ago. Pretty wayward pass by McCullough. Aiming for Osani Ricketts. Ball way over his head. He would have had to be one of those NBA players to get to that one. And I'm not talking about Isaiah Thomas, am I?
No, 5'9", not a chance.
Shavan Sean Paul getting ready to deliver this one out for Portmore. Wellington. McCullough. Brown putting a lot of pressure on. It's actually a Price burst to McCullough, and now Binns has the ball. He's trying to get close to it, but there are 2 or 3 UWI defenders around him.
We're in the 26th minute, and we're 1-1 lands, and neither coach will be happy with what he's seen. Linval Dixon will be very upset at the manner in which they conceded the equalizer. And Marcel Gale will be wondering why his men started so lackluster, and why Kemar Daly has yet to get to the rhythm of the game. He's their chief orchestrator, and he's been on the fringes of this game so far.
Ball knocked over the touchline for a throw to UWI. So Portmore's comfort early with their Ricardo Morris early strike. That satisfied Linval Dixon, wiped off by Marcus Gale's UWI. There was a prediction from our cameraman Sean Williams earlier that Javon East will score today. He's in good form. And I get the feeling I shouldn't ignore Sean's predictions, because he called the Kentucky Derby yesterday with Always Dreaming winning on a canter in the mud.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did, that man, Sean Williams. Wise man.
East has scored back-to-back games for Portmore against Tivoli in the playoffs. Daly fouls Morris. Very silky skills there from Morris. There's Sean. Maybe he could pass lunch tomorrow.
He has to.
One big from Always Dreaming yesterday at odds of 2-1. So approaching the half hour. This game now locked. Daly's first touch not very good. Now finds himself in a battle with McCullough, which he loses. Grandison with a quick pass. Slides the ball through to Morris, who hesitates. Doesn't get full control of the ball. Just thought Morris there would have darted into the 18-yard area there with an opportunity to strike a goal, but just allowed the ball to bubble up on in his boots, almost entangled, and didn't get away from the defenders as he may have. But again, UWI's defense line looking a little vulnerable.
Yeah, simple ball. Left everyone standing, and but for the bubble you noted, Morris would have been in.
Smith and McCullough going for the ball. East with it now. Portmore on the advance. Poor pass there by... That was Ricketts. Now this is Garrison trying to force the shot inside left-footed.
Didn't have many passing options though, Lan, so I sympathize with him. Only thing I thought he should have kept going on the outside. so he could cross with the right. Cut in too early, I believe. Made the defender's job easy.
Grandison does well there and wins possession of the ball. A little lazy on the ball there, the UWI man. Foul on Grandison by the big defender, Mackenzie. Portmore looking the more comfortable of the two teams, but the score is 1-1. Morris under pressure. Binns tries to slide the ball through. Brown just stakes it on the chest and breaks the attack up. Now Smith has it for UWI. UWI slow and methodical in midfield. Henry's pass upfield is robbed. Ricketts fouled by Garrison. Free kick to Portmore, high inside the UWI half, and the sun is now out. It's suddenly become hotter.
Yeah, you made the point that Portmore looks comfortable in possession. They look like they have another gear, Lance.
McCullough goes darting away down the left side. Henry does well to come back to block the effort, though. Gerondi Henry.
I can assure you they're not brothers, but Cleon Price and Sule McCullough bear a striking resemblance. And McCullough doesn't need any help because he has a brother on the bench.
Under 50 minutes to the halftime break. McCullough's bicycle kick inside has to be hurriedly cleared off the near post. Daly. Oh, that's a great play inside there. Just a little bit too far forward. Jamie Morrison took it on the chest and whipped the ball inside quickly.
Good use of the ball again by the UWI left back. I find him to be better attacking than defending. This afternoon, as we've noted, he's going to have his hands full, but I don't know why Portmore have not gone to this man more often, Ricardo Morris. That's what you do when you have a winger who has the beating of his left back. You continuously go to him for him to create. Portmore go to him sporadically.
Ramon Reed. Garrison under pressure, very skillful on the ball. Garrison gets Reed in. Can Reed's cross be good again? That's your answer. Sigh of disappointment from the UE fans.
Keep telling people that the most difficult skill in football is crossing the football. Which is why so few players are good at it consistently. Had so much time and a nothing effort.
Grandison, the team leader for Portmore. He is the last man in defense at the moment, even though he plays the holding midfield role. Wants to take responsibility for so many aspects of this Portmore team.
But again, look at this. Who's closing down this ball? UWI, unbelievable.
East appealing for a handball there by Mackenzie. He's amazed that the assistant referee didn't spot what he thinks he saw. McCullough, very strong and physical in midfield for Portmore. Not a good pass that time by Reed, trying to slide the ball through. Portmore last year recovered from a semi-final first leg loss to Humble Iron to win the return game and go through to the final. They were actually trying last year to become the first team in history to win the Premier League on the first season of a promotion. They fell just short, courtesy of a 2-1 scoreline, with Mobe getting on top there. Daly, good skill, gives himself a lot of room in midfield now. Delightful ball through to Gervin Brown, who is onside. Brown's cross inside and the start over the top. Wow, Garrison from the 6-yard line knocks the ball over the crossbar, and that's disappointment for UWI, if there ever is one.
The UWI bench can't believe it, neither can I, and I'm sure neither can he. Kemar Daly out of midfield, a superb pass. Gervin Brown put it on a platter and asked Davian Garrison to tuck in with relish. He put it over the bar. He's not hungry.
Needed to get over that ball because it was a bouncing ball delivered inside to him. So technique-wise, he needed to ensure that he kept the ball down, and he wasn't able to do that. But
Lance, two simple passes rendered the Portmore defense irrelevant. Simple pass from midfield from Kemar Daly, and then Gervin Brown. Wow. Two passes cut this Portmore defense to ribbons.
Binns tries to get Ricketts in, but alert with the challenge is Jamie Robinson. Throw to Portmore. Now the sun is out. Less than 10 minutes to the halftime break.
At the risk of sounding like a broken record, the UWI will appreciate the fact that Ricardo Morris is not running at Jamie Robinson more often down this right-hand side. And Portmore are doing them a favor by not going to Morris more often.
Ricketts.
That's where the team in blue have looked so threatening. When you watch the big European games and teams are attacking with their winger, the winger gets the ball repeatedly, go and attack the fullback, put the cross in, dribble in. And that's the game plan. Portmore not using something that could give them the lead before halftime.
Henry just ensuring that Portmore doesn't come deep into their defensive third, giving a throw pretty high inside the half. Ricketts gets away down the flank here for Portmore. His cross inside brings Amal Knight with a punch behind for a corner. He had to, because Ricardo Morris was zoning in on the ball.
What will Binns do here, Lance? Will he try to score direct from a corner kick? He can, you know.
Yeah, very, very skillful kicker of the ball. He has 5 blue shirts to aim at in the box. Good kick. The header out by Brown, I think it was. Binns gets the return ball. Does well here, Binns. Can he get a shot off? Binns, how? That was, oh, the cross and the header over the top. What a magical play by Binns. Wow. And the header on the far post by Jovan East, just high. I thought it was a shot on goal, though.
It was a shot on goal.
But East saw that it was missing the far post and tried to help it in. You know, on the replay, I'm not sure that was a shot. The way
it was a shot, but because he was falling away.
You know, in the end, I think East could have done better with that. He was unchallenged on the far post, and he knows that he should have at least gotten that one on target. In the meantime, Gervin Brown, the goal scorer for UWI, is getting some medical attention inside his own box.
In the end, Lance, I think there was an offside call on that play. Javon East was offside when Binns' cross-come shot reached him. I was watching the assistant. I thought she was flagging for an infringement, but it actually was the fact that Javon East, even if he got it on target and in, this is the play from Binns driving by 2 players, and East in the offside position. Yes, he wouldn't have counted.
He drove past Kemar Daly first and then moved past the captain, Roshane Smith. Binns is the kind of player with a quality of match-winning proportions. Delightful ball through, but maybe just a little bit too much pace on it. Corner here won by UWI.
The Portmore defense looking rather calm, but I thought that was pretty much near to going towards goal. The effort to block the cross, which ballooned off the boot of Wellington, or the foot of Wellington.
Yeah, good overlapping move there from Henry it was.
Another delightful pass from Deeplands.
Yeah.
From the UWI team.
So UWI rebounding admirably from the early goal they conceded from Ricardo Morris. And they have, oh, this looks like 6 red shirts in the box waiting for the cross, which is the corner, which isn't that good. Grandison's big kick out, looking for East. East fighting hard for the ball. Henry, though, has it. Robinson lost it. Fights hard to retrieve it, but commits a foul on East. Less than 5 minutes to the halftime break, 1-1.
Dragged out of position, Robinson there, finding himself in the right wing position. And going in to foul the man. Good play by Robinson, ensuring that there was no counter-attack while he and the others were out of their positions.
Climbing high for that ball was Cleon Price. Bangs a long one across there, looking for Morris. Robinson gets a header out, but doesn't get rid of the ball, and Morris does well to regain possession. Still Morris gets a lot of pressure there from Reed, who forces the ball out for a throw. Oh, Price with an effort on goal, that was blocked, and now Smith for UWI. Ricketts reads the play well. Wellington. It's Enrico Ricketts.
An even contest, this one has turned out to be. Portmore began brighter of the two teams. Deservedly went ahead. But no, the game has settled down. Both teams looking dangerous. The UWI, especially so with the quality of their passing from deep. 2 outstanding passes from midfield, creating opportunities. And really, Davion Garrison should have sent them 2-1 ahead after Gervin Brown's cross.
Yes, he should have. McCullough back to Solomon. Those two just exchanging passes on the halfway line, and now McCullough goes for Ricketts. Oh, that was a pretty innocuous pass there by McCullough. Gives Wellington a huge run to retrieve it. East lurking to put some pressure on Mackenzie. Throw to Portmore. Midway the UWI half. East looking to score in his 3rd match in a row. Finding his form at good time. Binns with one of his trademark change long passes. Finds Ricketts. Binns challenges and misses. Ricketts loses the ball to Orlando Brown, and a breakaway here and on offer for UWI. Brown gets by Wellington but doesn't get by Solomon.
Yeah, well read by Solomon, but then again, that's what you do. You have defenders covering each other, tackling in pairs. Wellington was beaten. Solomon read the play, knew that Brown would have gotten by Wellington, and covered the ground and slid in to ensure that the attacker had no advantage.
Henry for UWI. Garrison takes it on the chest, but he doesn't keep possession of the ball. Word from downstairs is that 2 minutes will be added on for stoppages. And now Garrison has it. Sends Robinson going down the left side. Robinson's cross is hard and low, but they've given the ball away. Kimar Daly, still Daly. Daly does well to keep possession of the ball. Sends Robinson going. Robinson's cross isn't as good as it needed to be.
Yes, and rightly getting chewed out by his captain, Roshane Smith. That was very poor. Took time over it. But I think, to be fair to him, he had gotten a knock early in that play and he was still favoring his left leg. So probably was in pain when he was looking at where to pass that ball to, and in the end did nothing with it, with Roshane Smith free in the box and demanding that the pass be played in his direction.
So Portmore having taken an early lead in the opening minutes of this game by Ricardo Morris. Heading into the half-time break, 1-1 after the Gervin Brown equalizer midway the half.
That has to be a free kick, referee.
This indicates that a minimum of 2 minutes will be played for stoppages. Minimum 2 minutes will be played for stoppages.
Throw to UWI deep inside the Portmore half. Alanda Brown.
You know, Lance, the only thing from a UWI perspective. Oh, what do we have here? That was a back pass. That was a deliberate back pass, which the goalkeeper handled, and that's why there's a free kick. Roshane Smith being clever point, placing the ball at the penalty spot. Referee Hamilton says no, not penalty, it's a free kick. Look at this. That's a deliberate touch back off the knees from Wellington to the goalkeeper. Yes, I agree with the referee. It is an infringement. That's not legal.
Chest or headed passes back to the goalkeeper.
Only.
Not sure if the players know the rule, because I think a couple of Portmore players are pointing to the thigh to say he played it with the thigh. But the thigh is a part of your leg, isn't it?
There you go. And she's consulting with her assistant who confirms what she thought, Odette Hamilton, that it is an infringement.
This is a...
The UWI players are asking, why is it not a penalty? Because we thought that I'm reading minds here, that the days of the indirect free kick were over. But it is a free kick. Not a chance at this stage of the game.
Was that where the infringement happened, though?
No.
But I think it will suit UWI to be a little further away from the goal.
I can't understand why she played it from there, unless she's saying the position the player was in when he knocked the ball back to the goalkeeper, because that's not where the goalkeeper picked it up, obviously.
I don't think that's where the player was when
I don't think so too either.
He was closer to the goal.
Yes, he was.
Yes, it was closer to the goal. So UWI with a chance here to go 2-1 up. Daly with the effort, straight into the wall. McKenzie with a rebound. Henry with a cross. Grandison with a clearance. And that's the end of 45 minutes. Odette Hamilton in charge here of this first leg semi-final. UWI and Portmore locked at 1-1 under now cloudy skies at the Wembley Centre of Excellence in Clarendon.
Yes, we have a good game on our hands. 1-1 at the end of the first 45 minutes. We take a break, we come back with much more here from the Wembley Centre of Excellence in Southeast Clarendon in Jamaica.
Africa, please collect.
Me say one bag of gold medal pan me now. Red Red stripe alone champion boy go. Banner pour them a singing anthem to. Red stripe, watch out, watch out, watch out. Man, shall I be the forward boy? Red stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal winner run from boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy now.
The Red Stripe Premier League for champions only.
Back we are at the Wembley Centre of Excellence here in Clarendon in Jamaica. It's semi-final one of the Red Stripe Premier League 2016-17 season. And at the end of the first 45 minutes, 1-1 between Portmore United and the UWI. Portmore, well, this is the first effort on goal, came from the UWI. Pretty soon after this, Portmore will construct this move. Ricketts swings in the cross, header missed at the near post, but Ricardo Morris runs in, controls with the midriff, and bang! Low and hard to goalkeeper Amal Knight's left. 1-0 in the 5th minute. Portmore in front and in charge. UWI having 5 defenders in the box, none of them having a handle on the situation. Ricardo Morris having his foot on the ball. And that was goal to the delight of these spectators here. And then this, Ramon Reed battling away. Not much of this from the UWI, but on this occasion, Reed wins and Gervon Brown ghosts into space between Damono Solomon and Ewan Grandison and floats a delicious, inviting cross into the box. Gervon Brown puts away easy. Will not have scored many easier goals this season in the Premier League, and he gleefully tucks that one away for 1-1. And then this delicious pass from Kimara Daly to Gervon Brown. Takes one touch to control. Plays it inside for Garrison. On the bounce, over the crossbar, with Shaven Sean Paul at his mercy. Garrison passing up the opportunity to send the UWI 2-1 up. And then this, Binns will dribble by Kimara Daly. Barges his way past him, barges his way past Rasheen Smith. Off balance with the shot. And Javon East, who was in an offside position by the time he made contact with the header, couldn't steer it on target anyway. That's the closest Portmore came to a second goal. Robinson, his long ball over the top. And the mix-up, ball knocked back to the goalkeeper by Ryan Wellington. Deemed to have been a foul because you can only play back to the goalkeeper with your forehead or with your chest. It came off the player's leg. The goalkeeper collected it. That's a free kick. Nothing came off that free kick. So the statistics from the first half, 52% of the ball, Portmore United. 1 yellow card to the UWI. Well, actually, that yellow card was to Portmore United. Osana Ricketts for a slap on Jamie Robinson. 6 attempts on target for Portmore, 6 attempts overall, 2 on target, 7 for the UWI, 3 on target. And at this point, we send you down to the pitch where Lance Whitaker is waiting in the wings.
So all to play for in the second half. These two teams have met 3 times already this season. 2 Portmore victories, 1 victory to UWI. They have 45 minutes left in today's first leg and a second leg to battle for after that. Now, Kareem Manning is an outstanding defender for Portmore United. He is not on the field today because he's on suspension on an accumulation of yellow cards. But he is in my scheme, my team.
I don't know, Kareem Keke Manning just finished training. I'm not touching on my scheme, I know. Don't know whether I go she know, but I'm taking on my scheme right now. It's a my scheme right now, so just check it out. You don't know this other officer, them man keep the thing clean and just ensure that the community are right and just keep safe. This is a barber shop, you know. You don't know anytime ready for play a match on a Sunday or Monday night, you have to just get sharp and get clean. Yeah, you don't know. You don't know the dog, them, man. See me? General, them know the thing. You know. See now, general in here, don't know the thing. Yeah, man, I ain't bring one, go in a food shop, forward. So, man. Best food in the south side. Round here, sir. Yeah, man, I eat this, man. You see me? Yeah, if you're hungry, so you don't know. Make a move, because you know the thing already. We make the system up. And I teach them from a longer time.
Yeah, good youth, right, good student.
Right. Don't know. I link up with the artists. As I'm saying, I'm more time just play and one whole advice.
Are we proud that we come from this slum-shan? Cause man a band. Yeah man, we a band star down here, you know.
You don't know. You know the thing come on. As I say, you don't know. See the people, you know. You don't know they're on the block now. You see me? You don't know my father, you see me? Don't know and I'm little brother them this, you see, sister. You don't know this is a warehouse, you know, this is my scheme, my team. You don't know. More time for all Sunday, we get all 2 weeks. We don't have a match, you just come knock some ball. Going to the school, you know, link up one of my teacher them, because I know so I say it starts from me. Because one of my teacher them that inspire me and motivate me towards life itself and football.
Loved football. Couldn't wait to leave for school to be dismissed for him to go and kick that ball. So that was his passion. And that passion I think has grown now into a reality.
So much we don't play, we can't wait for reaching at the canteen because we know so I get some nice lunch. You get what I say? Some nice turkey neck and rice and
they expensive cook this.
Alright.
Everybody know we put 2 turkey necks. Big up the turkey neck, mother.
And we all love him, so we give him a
Right, I say it there. Yeah, so me there too, you know. You see me? So I always inspire them and motivate them and push them. This is my scheme, my team. Check it out on my football field, alright? Don't you say it start from me, you see me?
Son of youth them way. Iceman actually groom from him and the baby come right up, you know. Anywhere the boy we already met. We win football, basketball, volleyball, hockey competition. And man I win football series, man, I'm the champion, man, a real champion, man.
Don't know my scheme, my team. Don't know, I just walk through my scheme and just make me see what I go on in the community. Go to my coach, they don't know the one where push me and them thing there. Don't know, big up the whole of Portmore team. My scheme, my team, done. See if you call ya.
Kareem Manning in My Scheme, My Team from Portmore United, currently locked at 1-1 with UWI in this first leg Red Stripe Premier League semi-final. It's fan time now. We have Monty from Portmore and Marion from UWI to talk about what they have seen so far in this first half and what may happen in the second half and even toward the second leg. So let's do that ladies before gentlemen stuff. Marion, you are more than just a UWI fan. You're actually a staff at the University of the West Indies at Mona. What were your thoughts of what happened in the first half? You started out pretty badly, but you came back in the end.
Well, I must say that is my team. We're a fighter. We came back and we eventually equalized, and we're looking for better things to come.
How disappointed are you that you weren't regular season champions? Because 3 weeks before the season ended, you were leading, and then you failed to get a win in your last 4 matches and were knocked out of the regular season championship title by Humberland.
Well, things like this happen, but we're not going to let that set us back. We're coming for the 2.5.
I'm going to ask you about a prediction before we finish this segment. Monty, Portmore started out very well. After just a couple of minutes, you went in front from that Ricardo Morris strike. Why didn't you hold the lead to halftime?
I think right after we got the goal, I think a bit of overconfidence crept in and we started playing in our own half a bit too long, and the UWI keeper and defense weren't pressured enough into making any errors or anything like that, and I thought that our own mistake caused that goal to score and they equalized. Yeah. But in the second half, we'll capitalize and score another early goal and bring back the confidence and the support of the supporters.
Do you think that you, as five-time champions and been there, done that before kind of thing with Portmore, that gives you an edge over UWI in a match like this?
Yes, definitely. I mean, as I can see on the bench, Mr. Deere is here. You understand? And we have a couple of experienced players.
Yeah.
So that definitely will give us an edge.
All right, before we have a prediction on what the final score will be for today.
Honestly, I would love to see it finish 3-2, but I know it's going to be 2-1 in favor of Portmore United.
3-2, he says, could be 2-1 for Portmore United. Marion, 1-1 at the moment. How will the game end up today?
3-2 in UWI's favor.
And how the return leg will go?
Well, we're very strong at home, and I'm very sure that it will be maybe another 3-2 in our favor.
Okay, all the best. So Marion there, confident that UWI will do it. Monty, confident that the Portmore team will do it. Portmore, five-time champions. The sun is beginning to come out again here as we get ready for the second half. We go to break. We'll come back with more. And the second half of this RSPL first leg semi-final between UWI and Portmore in Clarendon.
One bag of gold medal pan me now. Red stripe alone champion boy go. Pan up pour them a singing and tension. Red stripe, watch out, watch out, watch out. Man, shall I better forward boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal win a run from boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy now.
The Red Stripe Premier League for champions only.
Back at the Wembley Centre of Excellence here for Portmore United against UWI, the first leg semi-final of the Red Stripe Premier League for the 2016-2017 season. And Portmore having the early advantage there with Ricardo Morris and Gerben Brown levelling things for the red-clad UWI. Both teams in a huddle at the moment as they look forward to the second half, which we expect to be very tense as they both seek to get an advantage for the return leg.
Yeah, you won't see either team going hell for leather in this half because they know that they're only playing for half-time in the tie effectively. They'll want to limit any damage to minimal proportions, minimal amounts going into the second leg because that's the crunch clash. Again, as they always say, you can't win the tie in the first leg, but you can lose it.
Certainly. There's a goal scorer for UWI, Gerben Brown in the number 10 shirt. Portmore United, former Caribbean CFU club champions in 2005 when they defeated Suriname's Robin Hood for the title. That Portmore squad included in it the outstanding Grenadian Anthony Modeste.
He was the skipper.
That's right. That was 12 years ago. Since then, we've seen Portmore relegated. They actually won 2 titles in between that time. And now with 08 and 2012 winning championship titles. Then they were relegated, I think, in the 2014 season. 2013 season missed, and then came back last year. Almost immediate promotion back to the top flight. And almost created history by winning the title first time up in the top flight from promotion. Binns plays with so much authority. Binns. Grandison tripped by Garrison. 2 G's clashing. Shockingly, the thin one dominates the robust one. Solomon. Oh, he goes for goal from 40 yards. Pretty ambitious there, Damon Solomon.
I tell you what, Javon East gave him a sympathetic round of applause, or sarcastic, maybe that's the word to use, but didn't see much going on for him up front, the central defender. And tried his luck. Doesn't have the luck of Sean Williams, does he?
No, he doesn't. That looked more like a clearance than a shot on goal. Great work there from Binns, cutting off the pass. Hasn't put a foot wrong so far in this match, Binns. Perfect passing skills. Has really good balance. A pretty short player, just about 5 feet 7 inches tall. But stocky, strong, good reader of the football. Grandison goes for East. Mackenzie puts the pressure on. Morris chases. Oh, whips the ball inside. East miss kicks. And an opportunity for Portmore. Gonna begging with McCullough on the 6-yard line, miss-kicking and complaining that he was fouled as he challenged for the ball.
Yeah, 2 chances missed there. Javon East had the first part of the chair. Look at Ricardo Morris, nonchalant, quick, whipped pass in. East doesn't get good connection, and Cleon Price following up at the back post, not able to steer it goalwards either. That was all down to the invention of Ricardo Morris. Didn't seem as if he was gonna cross the ball when he ran towards it, and that put the defender at ease.
Daly turning out of trouble there with good skill. Right, George, I think that was a very crafty play from Ricardo Morris. Approached the ball in a very nonchalant manner. Oh, that's Smith with the ball crossed inside. No one getting to it. Now Brown retrieves it. The shot on goal is over the top.
Wow. Brilliant football from the UWI there. That was a fantastic cross from Jamie Robinson.
Yeah.
Rashane Smith whipped it in. This is the cross from Robinson. Smith.
First touch good.
Brilliant first touch, just too far ahead of Garrison. Gervon Brown recycled it, and Ramon Reed with the outside of the boot from a rather acute angle couldn't steer it goalwards.
Pretty swift counter-attacking play there from UWI, because just 10 seconds before that they were defending their goal. Daly works hard in midfield and wins possession. Gervon Brown. Garrison going for the return play. Solomon reads it well.
Yeah, that was a poor pass though, Gervon Brown.
Robinson pulled down by Grandison.
Yeah, Grandison knew he was beaten and was continuously fouling Robinson. Bright beginning to the half for Jamie Robinson, unlike the first half.
There's Grandison, the big kicking team leader for Portmore. Brown with a cross inside. I think Ricketts got a bit of a touch on the ball, so it's going to be a corner for UWI. So a bright start here to the second half for UWI. I can almost hear Marcus Scale in the UWI halftime talk, trying to ensure that his team doesn't start as lazily as they did in the first half with their second half beginning. And we've seen a clear effort on UWI's part here to ensure that they start the second half rightly. Captain Roshane Smith with a kick for UWI. Morris hooking the ball away. Daly now has it. Player with immense skill, Kemar Daly. 5 years ago had earned himself a trial with Preston North End in England. It was a successful trial too. Had a couple of outings with them as well, but didn't last very long in that league.
Unfortunate for him. The physical demands of that league, too much for him at that time.
A player with really good creative skills, a former Tivoli player as well. So he is very experienced at the Red Stripe Premier League level. McCullough knocked over by Kemar Daly. There he is. I think he had probably 7 or 8 outings with Preston North End while he was there.
Yes. But the weather, the culture, the pace of the game, too much for him.
Aggression here from Osani Ricketts. Robinson takes a throw quickly for UWI. Garrison is under pressure from Wellington. Does well to keep it. Robinson. Good confident play by Robinson. Garrison tries to turn his man Wellington. The whistle from referee Hamilton awards a free kick for UWI.
Yeah, the UWI team have finally hit their stride. Different approach to the second half compared to the listless start of the first half, as we see a couple of Portmore substitutes warming up, including Malik Foster and Stephen Williams, the other player. Foster wears number 10, Williams 7.
Foster really efficiently plays a role, super sub, comes on all the time and excites for Portmore with his pace. UWI though with an opportunity to go ahead 2-1 now with Kimar Daly's free kick. Kind of getting the header back. He's given up a corner to UWI again, I think. Yeah, maybe the ball had gone behind before.
Well, the assistant says corner. It's a good job that Price was tall and strong, because there were 2 UWI men at the back post, including Dino Schaff, who has scored a few headers this season from corner kicks.
Smith with a corner kick for UWI. There's a captain now to the near post. Daly. Looks so comfortable on the ball, Daly. Throw to UWI as Smith almost got by Enrico Ricketts with that play.
Kimara Daly, a throwback of sorts, Lance. The days of the midfield general. Everything went through him. That kind of player he is.
Well, header out there by McCullough. Now Price tries to get the ball further away. Gervin Brown picks up a loose ball. Gets some support from Daly. Daly's diagonal play inviting for him, but he opts not to use it. Turns his man well. Garrison clumsily stumbles over the ball. Oh, turns well now. Sets the ball back. Robinson doesn't have the comfort for a shot. Daly's cross to the far post. Henry goes for goal. Blocked by McCullough, who jumps up in front of him and ensures the goal-bound effort doesn't go towards Shavon Sean Paul.
Miscommunication there between the UWI attackers.
UWI. Great turn there by Ramon Reed, but he lost it. Now Binns has it. Price is onside.
Offside.
Well, the flag stayed down initially. Pretty belated flag coming from the assistant there. I thought from the ball was played that he was offside. Was looking for the flag. It didn't come immediately. And Price almost thought he got away with one.
That man Binns again, picking the pass. The Price is run ill-timed.
Kenz's long kick downfield puts Portmore's defense under some trouble. Ricketts fouled by Garrison.
Much more aggressive from the UWI and assertive in the second half.
Just one win in their last 5 matches before this, UWI. They lost the regular season championship by 2 points to Humberland after losing their final game. Appeared on course for the regular season title, fouled by Alonda Brown on Binns. But as I said, UWI failing to win a game in their last 4 for the regular season, and their opportunity to get the regular season title lost because of their inability to win any of their last 4 games. Daly idling with the ball. Oh, and loses it to East. Price is going for goal. Drags it wide. A player with a lot of confidence in his kicking ability from distance. remember him scoring a goal from almost 30 yards out for Cavalier while he played with them last season.
Had one of the goals of the season for Cavalier last season against Harbourview.
Yeah.
Made our top 10.
Yeah, it was a kick out from the goalkeeper that he just latched onto and kicked one time from a volley position. So far for Portmore, he's been able to score 3 goals this season.
So Portmore going to their bench first. Malik Foster waiting to come in. Odette Hamilton's attention has been called by her assistant, and soon that switch will be made by Portmore. Surprising, just 12 minutes into the second half. Inval Dixon has seen enough, he's going to his bench.
Grandison with a big strong header. Henry's clearance is not convincing. Binns sends the ball wide here. Price flicks the ball over. Ball crossed inside by Ricketts and deflected behind. Good defensive work there for UWI. Dino Schaff putting himself in the way.
In good interchange between the Portmore players, Price and Wellington. A dangerous cross, and the danger averted by Dino Schaff. Number 19 will come out, Cleon Price. At the next, at the appropriate juncture, and Malik Foster is set to come in. So 10 set to replace 19 at Miss Hamilton's convenience.
So Amal Knight prepares his defensive troops to fend off this Grandison corner kick. Oh, that's a wayward corner, goes way over across and has gone behind for a goal kick to UWI.
What a waste.
Grandison, one of the local-based players that is generally called to national duties when a first preliminary squad is called up for preparation for internationals. Malik Foster getting ready. Cleon Price exits the game. And Malik Foster, after an hour,
he's on
some
early
play time.
He's on early, Lance. Normally he'd be 10-15 minutes longer on the bench. Well, Inval Dixon wanting some dribble penetration and some darting runs. Nobody does that better than Malik Foster.
He almost always injects positive life into the Portmore United play. Foul, free kick to UWI. I think Morris was guilty there of tugging one of the UWI defenders as he fought for the ball. There it is. Just trying. Oh, he's all over Robinson, isn't he? Brown keeps that one in, does he?
Nope.
I think the referee took the call away from the assistant. Ricketts with a throw for Portmore. Well, fancy looking play there from Grandison. There goes Ricketts. Morris puts the chase on. Good, strong challenge there from Jamie Robinson for UWI, defending stoutly.
Yeah, first duel he has won against Robinson, against Morris all game.
He stood fairly well there to keep control of the ball, almost setting himself up for a left-footed shot on goal. I thought he hung his boot out there and got some studs in the way of the UWI captain, Roshane Smith, who is down hurt at the moment from that challenge.
Had a right to challenge for it, the striker did, Javon East.
Yeah. Some pretty ominous looking clouds now coming across.
UWI, sorry Lance, warming up 2 substitutes, numbers 22 and 27. That's Patrick Brown and Anthony Greenland. 2 men who've contributed vital goals throughout the course of the campaign, especially Greenland. Surprised he wasn't in the starting 11.
Great ball played through there by Binns to Malik Foster. 2 players hounding Foster at the moment. Gets back to Binns, goes back to Foster in the box. Foster tries to use the head to keep control of the ball. And the ball just squeezes away from him, and Kemar Daly skillfully gets a defensive play going and keeps you in control.
Wow. Tremendous skill from Kemar Daly in his own box with a player of Foster's speed buzzing around, dismissed him with nonchalance.
McCallum's first touch lets him down and the ball squirts away to UWI. And there goes Gervin Brown. Solomon puts the pressure on. Oh, great tackling by Solomon. Looking for East. Brown gets in the way.
Gervin Brown looks as if his calf has tightened up after that challenge from Damona Solomon. Let's watch him for the next few minutes.
Daly is having a fine game in midfield at the moment for UWI.
Came into the game late, and you're right, after the first 15 minutes or so, he found his footing. Now influencing the game.
Yeah, Gervin Brown. That was Garrison almost getting to the ball before Shavin Sean Paul did. Corner here won by UWI, is it?
Out of your picture, the assistant coach, Andrew Peart of the UWI, has summoned Geronde Henry. Having words with him now. Maybe some tactical adjustments.
There's Andrew Peart, assistant coach for UWI. Five red shirts in the box for UWI. The ball comes toward the penalty spot. Khaled is, I think, who gets the header out, and now Morris has it. Grandison with a breakaway. Malik Foster is under pressure. Oh, great football there. Morris sends the ball forward. Grandison goes goalwards for Portmore. Grandison still with the ball. Grandison. Malik Foster now. Oh, the ball is raised wide by Morris. Oh, that was an easy opportunity for Portmore to go 2-1 up. And Morris, who sent them ahead, misses a grand opportunity to score a second.
My, oh my, how Portmore didn't go in front from that play, nobody knows. Ricardo Morris with an easy task, just to steer that ball home from less than 8 yards away. Ewan Grant is tying up Jamie Robinson in knots. Look at Malik Foster, does the right thing, and oh my Ricardo, you transgressed, my son.
And Morris started the play with that excellent pass forward there to Grandison. I thought there was an option here as well for Foster to hit this ball in goal one time. The angle was a little tight and he saw where Morris was in a better position, so he opted to give it to Morris. But if he had gone for a one-time shot on goal there, he too could have scored.
I think Alanda Brown would have blocked it. It was right in his eye line of Malik Foster. So he did the easy thing, the best thing. Gave Ricardo Morris the opportunity. And he couldn't finish off his favored foot, the left foot.
Also, Ricardo Morris muffing an easy opportunity here for Portmore.
Change to be made by the UWI. Patrick Brown, number 22, preparing to come on.
Portmore having a great opportunity to go ahead now, and UWI having an option of some goal-scoring talent coming off the bench. Patrick Brown having scored 5 goals so far this season. Greenland, who has scored 6, is also on the bench. I did say there was an 88% chance of rain before this game started, and now suddenly it's gone pretty dark, and a real chance of rain now with some pretty dark, heavy clouds hovering over the Hayes community here in Clarendon.
Ramon Reed comes out, Lance, number 20.
So good options coming off the bench here for UWI. This is a 5-goal man. Patrick Brown, 23-year-old former Donald Quarry player. Also a former Portmore and Tivoli player. So he's known what it's been like to be in a Portmore shirt. Now he's up against them. In the meantime, Stephen Williams is getting ready to get some playing time for Portmore as well. A lot of time still left in this match.
Yes. So McCullough comes out and Stephen Williams goes in.
I have to say both of the Portmore players who have come off have looked very disappointed at being substituted. Malik Foster. Wow, a wild challenge there by Smith on him. Foster, I think, has a word or two to say to Smith. just before he ran away from the play.
Always makes something happen, Malik Foster. He's that live wire, that catalyst.
Yeah, only 20 years old, a former Jamaica college player, Malik Foster. Real exciting for Portmore. I have to say that both Portmore and UWI have now brought on goal-scoring changes. Morris looking for East. Foster puts the chase on.
There was an incident leading up to the chance that Portmore just missed, and I'm wondering if that contributed to it. When Morris played that ball first time through to Grandison, Kemar Daly grabbed him and slowed him up significantly. So maybe if he had gotten there at pace, in time to steady himself for the pass from Foster, he would have done better. That being said, it shouldn't have been an excuse, Lance. He should have put that away.
Yeah.
But just to note that Kemar Daly half grabbed him, ensured that the referee didn't have a decision to make, and she allowed the advantage to go on because Portmore had possession. But I think that touch from Dada Daly helped the UWI on that occasion. Maybe Morris wasn't ready for the pass when it came.
Ricketts fouls Garrison. Free kick to UWI on the right side. Confirmation just then of Williams on for McCalla for Portmore. On the very cloudy skies now at the Wembley Centre of Excellence. 22 minutes remaining in the game. Daly fires the ball through very quickly. The cross inside, cleared by Solomon. It was Geronda Henry overlapping. He's done some good work on the flank here for UWI so far in this match. Shot on goal, fine effort. Oh, that's a brilliant goal! UWI back in front now. Patrick Brown, the substitute. First touch of the ball, and what a change for UWI. Brown has goal number 6 for the season, and Portmore are in strife.
Well, the most famous Patrick Brown in Jamaica is a playwright, a noted playwright. And this Patrick Brown, the footballer, what a script he has written. That is a fantastic finish. Roshane Smith with the assist. Brown driving at the defenders, going to his left and smashing that low. Look at Smith's pass to him. Brown takes on the defenders, blows by 2, and man, did he strike that hard. Clean and low to Shavan Sean Paul's left. No chance for the goalkeeper. 2-1.
Patrick Brown. We spoke of the goal-scoring options coming off the bench for UWI. Greenland, who has scored 6 goals so far this season, is still on the bench. Patrick Brown gets number 6, and UWI in front of Portmore by 2 goals to 1. Brown and Brown.
Good shot there from our director, Lance, to show the assistant coach and his assistant, Marcel Gale and Andrew Peart, high-fiving. They look like geniuses now because of that change. Can we say the venue is shocked?
It certainly is. This is a home game for Portmore. UWI now making them really work. There goes Brown once again. Oh, his second touch, poor. The ball gets away from him. Probably some moments of over-exuberance there.
We'll allow him that after that finish.
Fine left-footed finish here. Shavan Sean Paul had absolutely no chance.
Portmore defenders didn't read the danger at all. Love how Brown just drove at them. And on his favored left peg, really smashed that.
Henry for UWI. Wasn't too happy with his passing options up front. So he went back home to his defense line. Now, Portmore, this is the beauty of the game. Who had started this game on top and in command, now find themselves with a job of rebounding because they're behind.
And how fortunes swing. Portmore should have been 2-1 up. They should really have been 2-2. Ricardo Morris has scored many difficult chances, put away many difficult chances. Won't get an easier one than that. Off his favored foot from point blank range. He couldn't even get it on target. And the UWI go to their bench and pull a rabbit out of the hat. His name, Patrick Brown. As you said, Lance, Brown squared, giving UWI the lead 2-1.
That's right. Henry. Binns. Grandison. Oh, Malik Foster, here comes Morris once again appealing for a collision with Amal Knight, who went for the ball. Morris appears to be struck in the head. Knight offers him some consolation because there's no consolation coming from the referee for sure.
Good call by the referee. As we'll see on our replay, Knight went to fist the ball away. The ball wasn't there. Morris's head was. That's how the Portmore midfielder got struck in the face.
And Morris thinks that at least it's a corner. Oh, he's not a happy camper.
Here it is. And the goalkeeper has a right to go for that, you know.
Yeah.
He does. Eyes on the ball from Amal Knight. And yeah, he gets a punch in the face, but that's accidental.
Goal kick. Goal kick to UWI. So frenetic action now at the Wembley Centre of Excellence here. Both teams missing good scoring opportunities from that same position that Ricardo Morris missed. Was it Garrison in the first half that had an easy opportunity as well from the 6-yard line that went over the top? Binns. I think he went for goal there. Foster miscontrols. There's Foster.
What's a tattoo, Lance?
What did you think I thought it was?
Ah, there you go, my friend.
Free kick to Portmore.
Portmore Lance are warming up Kimo Gale. He'll probably be the next change for them.
Grandison floats this to the far post, and it's high. No threat on goal there from Amal Knight. Such a competitive goalkeeper. Hates to be scored against.
I told you, Lance, he was distraught when his consecutive clean sheet run was broken at the National Stadium, Monday Night Football.
Henry to Smith. Smith sends the ball to Garrison. Can Garrison keep it in? He does. Has a bit of room here, Garrison. Skillful and tricky. Ricketts comes back with determination, but gives up a corner. Just over 15 minutes remaining.
So what does the UWI do now? Do they stick or twist? By stick, hold this 2-1 lead. Do they twist by going for another?
We spoke of their improved road season for UWI this year. Coming into this game, they had won 8 of their 17 matches on the road, drawing 4, which means that 12 of the 17 matches they played on the road, they failed to be beaten. Solomon with a header out. Brown's touch isn't that good. Henry turns well. Can he get a strike on goal here? No, he opts to go for his captain. Smith goes hard across goal, and again Ricketts is there to block it.
Very good defending from Ricketts. I think Smith just took a touch too long to get it out of his feet. And in the ambit of the swing from the right boot, but good defending from the Portmore man to block the cross at source.
Shaban Sean Paul setting up his defense line. Wants to ensure that the marking up job is done properly on these UWI players. Only their second season in the top flight UWI, and they've dealt with the assignment impressively. Solomon goes high. Good technique there, Solomon in the air. Malik Foster uses his pace, tries to get around Mackenzie, who does really, really well there and spins as he makes the clearance out, although he had lost his balance.
Brilliant defending.
Brown robbed of the ball. 2 substitutes clashing there. Stephen Williams against Patrick Brown. Brown wins a free kick for UWI. High inside the Portmore half.
Almost a desperation tackle from Tennille Mackenzie earlier.
Yeah.
If he had gotten it wrong, Foster would have been gone.
Yeah, Foster has extreme pace. Oh, Wellington tugging onto the shirt there of Garrison, who looks frustrated, but there was a call for something previously. Referee Hamilton wants the kick to be taken from the correct spot.
I don't think fans appreciate how good this boy Davion Garrison is. Works tremendously hard from the first minute to the last. Always giving a passing opportunity to the midfielders. Always hustling and harrying well, except for the first half an hour of this game. Good play for the UWI.
So Portmore's 10-game undefeated run now under pressure. Ricketts does well for Portmore. Slides the ball forward. Williams gets into the box. Does Williams? Williams! Oh, he beats the goalkeeper, but off the line. Mackenzie's there for the clearance for UWI. Whistle. Free kick to UWI just on the edge of their box.
Tremendous play from Williams, and thus nerve. It was nerve, not nerves, nerve that caused him not to finish what was a tremendous play. Got that one wrong. Could have taken that touch and looked at his options.
That near post was not protected at the time that he played the ball. He could have gone for goal, but he opted to slide the ball across for one of his forwards. But the goal was unprotected at that time.
Irresponsible defending from Jamie Robinson again, coming in wildly, selling himself, as they say. And Williams beating him with ease, and then his goalkeeper.
Brown wants the ball and gets it. Solomon puts some pressure on. Solomon to Foster. Binns. Long ball. Morris heads the ball down beautifully for East, who gets into the box. Tumbles over the ball. East. Morris is brought down in the box, wants a penalty. Referee says no.
So the much maligned Jamie Robinson coming to the UWI's rescue there again. East got the ball trapped beneath his feet, and then Robinson coming across, effected one clearance which wasn't sufficient, and then made Morris's life difficult. No foul, says the referee. I agree with her.
It was a bit of a careless challenge though by Jamie Robinson.
It was a desperation challenge, Lance.
Yeah. But depending on where the referee was and how good a sighter she had on that, she could have read that challenge differently. His boot actually got close up to the chest of Morris there.
In clearing the ball.
Yeah. Binns tackled by Smith. UWI playing with great determination now. Foster.
Free kick taken too quickly.
Play has to be retaken. There's Binns.
So Kimo Paul coming in, well, Kimo Gale and Javon East coming out. East could have come off a hero, Lance. Missed his opportunity.
Gale on now for East. Ball headed on to him there by Ricardo Morsa. Well placed headed pass, but he tumbled over the ball and didn't get a shot off. Solomon. The cross inside. Oh, Morris is stretching for the headed attempt, but doesn't get around the ball enough. Morris has seen a lot of 18-yard action in the second half here, including the easy opportunity he missed.
Yeah, should have had more than one goal so far. There's still time left for him. But if this result holds, he'll be very disappointed, and so too will she.
To have an insatiable appetite. Maybe she'll...
For what? I'm asking you a question, Donald Oliver Wood.
Whatever she's drinking. Foster turns well. Still Foster under pressure. Now Grandison. Ricketts has gone away down the right. Still Ricketts. Good defensive work there. UWI defending in numbers. And good teamwork. Getting rid of the ball. UWI now beginning to look like how Portmore did in the first 10 minutes of this game when they were leading and in control. Brown goes dangerously toward goal. Gets it to Gervin Brown. So Patrick to Gervin. Brown still with the ball. Now Daly. Slides the ball inside. Beautiful pass by Daly. Henry gets there but doesn't keep the ball.
What a pass. Eye of a needle stuff from Kemar Daly.
Up to UWI defenders getting in their way, each other's way there with Mackenzie and Alanda Brown.
It's been a joy to watch Kamara Daly and Michael Binns work this afternoon, Lance. Both men have been quality on the ball for their respective teams.
Mackenzie crashing into the back of Morris, who is upset that the referee isn't taking a stronger stance against the challenge on him.
There's a change. Greenland is going to come in for the UWI number 27.
So the two substitutes now on for UWI have 11 goals between them coming into the match. Greenland, a 6-goal man so far this season in the number 27 shirt, getting ready to come on for Gervin Brown. So the two high-scoring substitutes for UWI are now on the field, and Brown not in any hurry to come off the field. 7.5 minutes of normal time remaining, and UWI have Portmore on the run.
Portmore were disappointed with the quality of their finishing. They've made enough chances to have more than one goal on the board, and most of those chances have fallen to their goal scorer, Ricardo Morris. Does Binns go for goal from here, though?
No, I don't think so. He slides the ball across the box. Header off by Schaff. Binns, he'll probably want to get the ball on his left boot there. Tumbles over from the challenge, but no foul.
It's a corner.
Corner.
As Binns drove forward there, this UWI bench screamed no foul, because they knew what he was looking for. A free kick from within his range.
UWI tackling this assignment with real quality after going behind early. Knight gets the punch out. Morris, can he get a shot off? He does, but it's blocked by a wall of UWI defenders. Ricketts, Williams, Morris. Good work there by Orlando Brown.
Good communication between him and his goalkeeper. Obviously got a call.
Just allowed a man to come and hold on to the ball. Over 5 minutes now remaining in normal time. And UWI ahead. Greenland trying to get away from a wall of Portmore defenders. Brown trips over the ball. Schaff breaks the attack up. Second time. Daly sends Garrison going into the box. Garrison's cross is overhit. Paul retrieves the ball and starts the play quickly because Portmore, they recognize time is going and they are the ones that are trailing. So it's in their interest to get the ball going. Foster chasing, but not fast enough.
David Garrison down with an injury, Lance, out of our picture. There he is.
Garrison has had a high energy game here for UWI today as we head towards full time. A couple of players with MVP.
This is what Portmore, well, this is how Portmore failed to take their chance created. Morris knocks it over to Binns. Robinson striving to get back, being sent this way and that by the Portmore skipper. Malik Foster knocks it to Ricardo Morris to finish. He couldn't even find the target.
Right there, left-footed. Disappointment there for him. And they paid the price because just a few minutes after that, substitute Patrick Brown hits powerfully left-footed into the Portmore goal. And just 3.5 minutes now remaining. Kamar Daly is certainly a a leading candidate for MVP honors here. Oh, Foster steals the ball and charges towards goal. Williams is there assisting him. Foster still with the ball, tumbles over, and now he has lost a chance. He had Williams sprinting towards the far post, offering him a pass, but his eyes lit up there, Foster. He saw himself going all the way with that one, but so much pressure put on him by the recovering UE defenders that he was unable to make good of it.
He robbed Tennille McKenzie, but then look at the ball bobble as he tries to dribble. Look at that. Look at that. Very difficult for him to really get control of the ball. So the surface played a role in him fluffing that chance, but McKenzie got back.
Yeah,
critically.
Put a lot of pressure on him. He wasn't allowed to settle. So even with the bad bobble, if McKenzie wasn't there to really put the pressure on him, he could have had a lot more comfort in going for goal. Very tense. Few minutes now remaining here. Oh, that's Kemar Daly right through the legs of the substitute, Kemar Gale.
That sees it for me, Lance. He's my man of the match. I was going to say Tennille McKenzie in defense for the UWI, who has been a rock and who, it must be said, apologized just now for dallying with the ball and being robbed by Malik Foster, although he got back to defend, but he apologized. I think he has been outstanding. But look at this for a piece of play. Saw him coming over the shoulder. Take a nutmeg, my friend.
And well, he didn't take it because he dragged the player back. It was a little too embarrassing for him on that play, so he didn't want Kemar Daly to complete the play.
Couldn't take that with his girlfriend in the crowd, Lance. That's emasculating.
So Kemar Daly at the moment in pole position for the MVP honor.
But I really like how Tennille McKenzie has played in the back for the UWI.
He's been a stalwart for sure. Henry on the right flank defense for UE with his good overlapping runs also had a pretty prominent performance here for UWI, and the go-ahead goal from Patrick Brown certainly got him some marks in that MVP race as well. But the edge is for Kemar Daly, MVP. Wearing the number 45 shirt for UWI. Grandison's pass forward, looking for the hard-running Stephen Williams. Whistle. Free kick won by Portmore.
Another change to be made by UE. Number 16 limbering up, Andre Bernal. As soon as there's a break in play, he'll be coming on to the park for the UWI.
We're in the final minute of normal time. You hear that? 2 minutes will be added on for stoppages. Bernal is going to get some playing time in the dying moments here for UWI. Amal Knight looks pretty relaxed in the UWI goal as Grandison prepares to launch the ball inside for the five-time champions, who are, unless they pull something out of the bag late here, will lose this first leg. Ball just squeezes over the crossbar. There's Grandison, his effort on goal. They're just sliding inches over the crossbar. And rain apparently holding out here for the final minutes of the game. There's Bernal, 27-year-old former San Diego player, also a graduate of the University of the West Indies, about to get some playing time now. In stoppage time for UWI.
Garrison is going to come out. Two of the changes that the UWI have made have been because of injury. I did tell you that Gervin Brown was favoring his calf, right calf, when tackled by DeBona Solomon. I didn't think he would last the second half, and he didn't. And this man went down with an injury just now. And with a second leg to come, they're putting him out and putting in Andre Bernal.
And as you would expect, he walks slowly off the field. There's our MVP, Kemar Daly. Brown's cross inside, and that was Garrison missing from close range. Daly's effort there straight into the wall. His cross putting a lot of pressure, but his passing and how creative he has been in midfield. Huge pluses for UWI today.
It's also composure on the ball, Lance.
Foster to Morris. Morris goes for goal from 24 yards out. That would have been spectacular, but it's clear he wants to make amends for his earlier miss.
Amal Knight now down with an injury in the UE goal. No doubt wasting some time.
Confirmation of Garrison's exit and Bernal coming in. Bernal scored a ferocious headed goal earlier on this season against Tivoli down at the Edwards Siaga Sports Complex late in the game. I think it was stoppage time it was. And he's now come on late here to boost UWI's hopes here of just cementing a victory here. Just 1 minute remaining in the time added on.
I was talking about his composure on the ball. He's someone that every player in a red shirt knows they can give the ball to in tight quarters. He'll keep it and he'll do something positive with it. It's tremendous to have someone like that in your team.
Bernal does well here to win possession here for UWI. Kimo Gale wins it. There's a foul though. Free kick for Portmore, but time is really running out on them. Just half a minute now remaining of stoppage time, and UWI are on the verge here of securing an important first leg victory. Of course, Portmore lost their first leg semi-final last year against Humberland before coming back in the second, and I guess they have a repeat job to do.
Similar scoreline, 2-1.
That's right. There's a Francois Swaby go-ahead goal at Humberland at Effortville that won it for Humberland then. Today it's a Patrick Brown second half strike.
Ricardo Cousins and Francois Swaby scoring in that game for the Lions. Portmore coming back.
Yeah, I think Portmore went ahead in that game.
Yes, they did.
So
they did.
Second semi-final in a row. They have led on the first leg, only to lose the match, but not yet the war. Because there's a return leg to come. Of course, Portmore does. They do have CFU Club Championship football to contest in Trinidad and Tobago in the coming week. There's the coaching staff for UWI just hoping that they can hold on to this victory, which would be very valuable for them, as Portmore having a last opportunity now in the final seconds to pull one back, and the ball has gone behind for a corner. This could be the last play of the match, because we are almost a minute over stoppage time, or the 3 minutes expiring. Alonda Brown injured there for UWI. Look how calm Amal Knight looks.
Bit of cramp for the youngster.
Yeah, former Wilmer's standout goalkeeper. I think he was Manning Cup MVP.
Yes.
In 2013, 14. Yeah, somewhere around there.
Stretcher send 4 for Alonda Brown.
So disappointment for Portmore. And Stephen Williams is it. Yes. That is a little upset, because he thinks that Alonda Brown is wasting time and Portmore wants to get this play going. But he should calm himself, because it's pretty clear that the referee will at least allow the kick to be taken, so they won't be robbed of that opportunity. So here's what we think is the final play of the match today, with a corner to Portmore. Right across the box, headed down and behind, and that's the whistle, the final whistle, and UWI going behind early from a Ricardo Morris strike back with goals by Gervin Brown and Patrick Brown to win by 2-1, engineered by Kimar Dadadeli in midfield. A top draw performance from the midfielder, and it's UWI that are in front after 90 minutes.
All right, we take a break from our coverage. We'll be back with much more from the Wembley Centre of Excellence in Clarendon in Jamaica. 2-1 full-time. Portmore United losing to the UWI first leg semi-final in the Red Stripe Premier League.
Say one bag of gold medal pan me now. Red Stripe alone champion boy go. Pan a podium a singing anthem too. Red Stripe, watch out. Man shall I make forward boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal winner run from boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy now.
The Red Stripe Premier League for champions only.
Back we are at the Wembley Centre of Excellence in Clarendon at the end of a truly fought contest. Portmore United giving no quarter, the UWI asking for none. And at the end of 90 minutes, 3 goals in it, 2 for the UWI team. This is how Portmore went ahead in the first half. As early as the 5th minute, the cross will come in, missed at the near post by McCullough, but Morris runs on to it. and slams it beyond Amal Knight for 1-0. A few of the UWI players hadn't even touched the ball yet when this happened. Portmore so dominant early in the contest, and that dominance put in numbers with Morris getting goal number 1 and dancing the happy jig with his teammates to the delight of their supporters. Look at this, Cleon Price robbed by Reed, and Reed clips it into Gervon Brown, who's by himself. 3 Portmore United defenders on the premises, none of them picking up the run of Gervon Brown, and he had a simple task to steer beyond Shavin Sean Paul, which he did with aplomb. 1-1. Shane Smith to the substitute. Patrick Brown drives at the defenders, and look at him lash this left-footed effort low and hard to Shavin Sean Paul's left. 2-1 to the UWI. This man fresh off the bench, a stroke of genius from the UWI coaching staff. And Brown with something more tangible than genius, a goal to the delight of Messrs. Gale and Peart. And the college men in front at the end. 53% possession of the ball to Portmore United. 22 fouls by the UWI. 4 shots on target for the UWI, 3 for Portmore United. And there were 2 yellow cards in it. Lance Whitaker has our MVP, Kemar Dadadeli.
Thank you very much, George. An outstanding performance from Kemar today. Engineering things in midfield for UWI to get a come-from-behind a 2-1 victory. Here, sir, is your man of the match honor. An outstanding performance by you. Rashima Kelly, assistant brand manager of Red Stripe, also has an offering for you as well.
Congratulations. Enjoy responsibly, and this is a gift certificate from the locker room team. You're welcome.
So Kemar Daly, outstanding in midfield today. Not among the goal scorers, that honor to Gervon Brown and Patrick Brown, but Kemar, an outstanding performance by you this afternoon. Quality, composure, good passing skills in midfield. How do you rate your own performance today and your impact on the game?
Well, I have to give thanks to the Almighty, and coming into the game, I know that it's going to take a lot of guts, experience, and fight, and I think I did 80% today, even though I'm man of the match. I didn't take control early enough, but lucky enough we come out victorious, and I have to say thumbs up to the coaching staff. Okay,
you say you didn't take control early enough. UWI went behind very early in the game from that Ricardo Morris goal. What went wrong for UWI in the first 15-20 minutes of the game? Because at that point it was all Portmore. Yeah, I think we take a bit longer than usual to find our footing, and to get up to that tempo of the game. And the moment we did that, we come right back in the game. Yeah, we know that you're a very experienced midfielder with international experience as well. Also a stint with Preston North End in England. How are you enjoying your current season, and how confident are you that UWI will emerge champions?
Well, I'm very confident. Reaching this far, I mean, there's no turning back. We just have to look forward and take it game by game. And everybody in this round now want to win, so may the best team win.
Thank you very much and best of luck.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man.
Okay,
Bless.
so that's Kemar Dadadeli. He has a second leg to contest as well, because they will be having the return game when they tackle Portmore United. They are up by 2-1. Portmore having taken the lead early today, but giving up 2 goals later on. Linval, how disappointing has this been that you didn't get the result which seemed likely when you took the lead?
Pretty much disappointed, I tell you, I think we really play well today, but never capitalize on the chances them that we get in the game, but we have a second leg to play. We're not out of the wood yet, so we keep on working, get our confidence back, and of course our sharpness in front of the goal.
Yeah. In 3 previous meetings before today's meeting, you had beaten UWI twice. They had beaten you once, so it's now 2-2 between you teams from 4 matches so far this season. What is it about this UWI team that makes them difficult opponents?
Well, from the season start, they're a consistent bunch, and good coaching and good players, quality players, but we know we can beat them, because we've done that before. Again, if we capitalize on our chances them really today, I'm sure we'd have won the game, but we have a second leg to play, so we're going to get ourselves ready, charge, go there.
But how disappointing has this result been for you? Because this was your home game. The return game now will be at UWI's home patch. How disappointing is it for you that you lost this important first leg semi-final in your home match?
Well, disappointed, yes. When you play at your home, you want to capitalize on with advantage, you know. But not to take anything away from the UWI team, you know, a good team, you know, well, as I said, well coached, you know, a fit team, you know, and we'll get ourselves ready though, you know, because we know it's a tough playing at the UWI field, but you know, we don't have anything to lose. We have to get our thing together, get sharp, get ready to go and beat them.
Another disappointment for you would have been your 10-game undefeated run ending today with this result. What about that?
Yeah, well, again, sometimes, you know, it happened, and today it's happened. You know, we know we can bounce back, you know. Good team we are, and you know, a Portmore United team that never said die, you know, but we'll be ready for the next one.
As 5-time Premier League champions and former CFU club champions as well, the pedigree of Portmore, is that one of the reasons why you're confident that you're down but not out?
Again, you know, you won the title 5 times, you know, and of course still in the CFU league, you know, going away this weekend, you know, to participate in the last round. You know, we know what we have to do, you know, and our team really ready, you know, for that challenge, you know. So we'll get ourselves ready, and I'm sure we'll be ready for the next one.
Thank you very much, Linval Dixon, and best of luck.
You're welcome, thanks.
Linval Dixon, former national defender and current coach of the Portmore United team. They have a recovery job to do. They're trailing this tie by 2-1 to a UWI team that snapped a winless 4-game streak with this result today. And what a brave effort it was from them, coming from behind for the 2-1 victory. Andrew Peart, assistant coach for UWI, an overall satisfying performance from your team because you had to work so hard for it.
Yes, most definitely. Congratulations to the players, but this is only halfway. We have 90 minutes to play. You saw where Portmore got some chances, we got some chances, so you can expect an open game in the second one. But in terms of this leg, the intent was not to give ourselves a huge disadvantage going into the second game. And to come away 2-1 victors, that is very good for us. So hats off to the players.
Yes. How worrying was it for you to have gone into this important semi-final first leg on a 4-game winless streak?
Yes, we lost some consistency in our play, especially the last 4 games that could have helped us to finish first. But on the flip side, you can look at it as a positive, where it gives us more to play for, because you realize that you were this close to finishing top. Now you know that you need to work a little bit harder to finish top of the league. At the end of the day, persons will remember who won the league, not necessarily who finished first in the preliminary round. So we have more to play for, and you saw it today, coming off of 3 weeks no activity as well. So good game to the players.
Yeah. And finally, we note that you had some strong goal scoring options on the bench. 5 goals for Patrick Brown and 6 goals for Anthony Green, and neither of them started with a combined total of 11 goals. Was that part of your plan to be strong in the second half with your substitute options?
Well, not just this game, but coming into the back end of the season, we had the availability of all the players where we don't have any injuries, and the team is very competitive to select an 11. So that is where you find 11 goals on the bench, plus Bernal has 7 assists and 3 goals. So very good for us. We have the defensive coverage as well. So it's a good team performance, and we're doing well in training, so it shows on the match.
And just one more question. Portmore will go to Trinidad and Tobago to play in the CFU Club Championship. So there's going to be a bit of a break between this first leg semi-final and the second leg semi-final. Does that break help or hurt UWI based on your momentum?
Well, I can only tell you that at the end of the second leg, because look at this one, we had 3 weeks off and then a slow start expectedly, and then we managed to recover. But things can happen to them in Trinidad where they have to exert a lot of energy and come here when we are fresh. So it can go anywhere. So it's just good to have the mentality of the players right and adjusting the training regime, so you kind of condition them to be more intense and increase the volume of work for maybe the first week, and then we can prepare properly for the game in the final week before.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Best of luck and great work for UWI and the job you guys have done with getting this new team to such a strong position in the league.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's Andrew Peart, assistant coach of the UWI team, coming up with a come-from-behind victory over a Portmore team this afternoon that after 10-15 minutes had looked to have control of the game, but the resilience of the UWI coming coming to the fore later on in the match, and a very satisfying victory, George, in the end for the college boys.
Yeah, a championship performance from the UWI. That too much must be read into the result because it's only half-time in this two-legged tie. But what you want to see from your team, resilience and quality more than anything else. They were resilient in the face of the early deficit, and then their quality shone through that they actually worked themselves from a deficit into a winning position and then held that winning position at the end. Very good from UWI, a very good football team, and they showed here this afternoon that their form over the course of the regular season wasn't a fluke.
Yeah, and both coaches, Linval Dixon for Portmore and Andrew Peart for UWI, pointed to the missed chances in the match because there were many.
Yeah, especially for Portmore United. Ricardo Morris, the ball seemed to be following him all game long. Did score the Portmore goal, but he was at fault for not getting his team parity in this game. And the chance he missed in the second half, really by his standards, by any player's standards, that one will not go down well. I don't think he'll sleep easy tonight.
Yeah, he won't. So Portmore United, 5-time champions of the Red Stripe Premier League, missing out here on an opportunity to get a better result at home because they took the lead on that Ricardo Morris goal. So 4 times these teams have met so far this season. 2 victories for UWI, 2 victories for Portmore. But none of that will be important. Certainly not as important as the second leg and who will go through to the final. Portmore trying to get through to their second consecutive final. UWI only their second year in the top flight. So that's the story then from the Wembley Centre of Excellence in Hayes in Clarendon. An energetic and tense first leg semi-final here between UWI and Portmore. The 5-time champions Portmore going ahead early on Ricardo Morris's strike, but then Patrick Brown and Gervin Brown scoring for UWI, and they are the team that will go into the second leg with a 2-1 advantage. Don't forget, Monday night, the big one, Arnett Gardens, Humberland. Arnett Gardens, former champions, Humberland, never before champions, but they're regular season champions, Humberland, and they want to put the brakes on Arnett Monday night. You'll see it on Sportsmax.
Me say 1 bag of gold medal pan me no. Red Stripe alone champion boy go. Pan a pour them a singing anthem. Red Stripe, watcha. Ban shall I be the forward boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal win a run from boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy now. Pop down we run the marathon boy. Them wish I never made it that the champion boy pan. Nah man I don't a songsters boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy. Yeah yo.